Hey everyone, this is Steve here with another video on how to solve some logic puzzles. Today we're going to be playing Hexcells Plus. It's a game from Matthew Brown on Steam, and it's the second one of a series that he's done. If you've not played the original Hexcells, go ahead and do yourself a favor and download it because it is definitely one of the best puzzle games out there. Now if you've not already seen the video that I did on the original Hexcells, go ahead and hit the link in the description below. I'll also post a link maybe up in the top corner that you can click on. But how it works is it's essentially the same game as the original with one added new mechanic, which I'll explain shortly. But the original works a lot like Minesweeper, where the numbers in the gray cells indicate how many blue cells are adjacent to it. So what you're trying to do is just discover all the blue cells that are out there. So for instance, this 3 that we see right in the middle indicates that there is going to be 3 blue cells around it. Now we already have 1 blue cell next to it, and we just need to find 2 more. This 4 indicates that there's going to be 4 blue cells around it, 1 of which is already found, so we have to find 3 more. Now the added mechanic here is that some blue cells themselves are going to have numbers, and instead of just being the immediate adjacent cells, it's also the adjacent cells to those. So you can see when I click on it, it highlights all these cells that are around it. So here it says that there's going to be 7 blue cells in that highlighted area, or over here we're going to have 2 blue cells in these highlighted areas. So that's the new mechanic. There are some others that carried over from the first one, such as clues that stay the blue cells are going to be adjacent to one another or not next to one another. Sometimes there's clues along the outside that tell you how many blue cells are in that given row or column or diagonal. And that's about it. It's a lot of fun. I will say the second game is a lot tougher than the first one. Still very doable. I don't think there's any brain busting moments or levels. Well, I should take that back. There was a couple levels I kind of stumbled on a little bit and took me a while to solve, but they are all approachable. If you are a big Minesweeper fan and you do a lot of logic puzzles, you could probably skip the first game and go right into the second one, because I do think the first Hexcells was a little easy, but probably more of an introductory for most people who've not played these types of games before. So what I'm going to go do ahead, sorry about that. What I'm going to go ahead and do here is try to solve this puzzle for you guys so you can see how it unravels. So I think the place to start is going to be this 4 and 2 and how they interact. So if we think about this 4, we need 3 more, right? If we open up this 2 here, we can't have all 3 blue cells be in these areas here, because we can only have 2 at most. So if we can have at most 2 here, and this is a 3rd blue cell, we need this cell here to be the 4th blue cell. And so now we know we have 2 blue cells next to this 4. We need 2 more, and they must be in these cells because it must be adjacent to that. So if there's 2 blue cells here, that solves this 2, meaning all these other cells are free to click on, which is super helpful. And now we look at this 2. We have 1 blue cell. We need 1 more, and there's only 1 open spot, so that's blue, right? Now if we think about this 0, that's easy. That means this is not a blue cell. This 1 only sees 1 open cell, so that must be blue. This 1 over here sees only 1 open cell, so that must be blue, which solves this 1. Now this 2, we need 2 blue cells. There's only 2 open slots, so both of those must be blue. This blue solves this 1. And we're making good progress. Now this 2 here sees 1, it needs 1 more. There's only 1 spot for it, so that must be it. Now if we think about this 4 has been solved now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue cells, so this must not be blue. This 3 needs 1 more. 1, 2, here's the 3rd one. which solves this 3. We have 1, 2, 3. So you kind of get the hang of it now. So this 2 is solved. And again, it's very much like Minesweeper. If you've played a lot of Minesweeper games before, you're going to be very familiar with this. You should pick it up pretty quickly. The only thing that makes it tough, right, is this new mechanic. So we open up this 2. We know we need 2 blue cells in all of these highlighted regions. So we have 1, 2 blue cells already. So all of these are not. And what you can do is you can right click on it to gray it out so that you know you've solved it. Now this one has only 1 open spot, so that must be blue, which solves that one. And I'm gonna kind of pick up the pace here a little bit because I think you guys kind of get it from here. What I would say is, again, start with the original Hexcells if you've not done a whole lot of logic puzzles or Minesweepers. But if you've done a lot of Sudokus, a lot of Minesweepers, a lot of logic type puzzles, you can probably head right into the second one. But to be honest, I download all of them. I would just play all of the Hexcells because they're a lot of fun. I might do a video on Hexcells Infinite, which is the third one. That was a lot of fun as well. I did finish that just a couple weekends ago. I'm a little late on making the videos. I've been busy with the family, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. So this 6 here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 2 more. There's going to be 1 here to solve this 2 because we already have 1 blue. We need 1 more. And so that's going to be 5, right? For the 6, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one's going to be here, so the 6th one must be here. That solves the 3. This 3 is solved. Now we know the second blue cell for this 2 is over here. So you can kind of see how the new clues are a lot of fun. It's a little bit different. I think it adds a nice little twist to the game, with new logic being used. So here we have a 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 1 more. It's going to be one of these 2 because that would solve the 3. The 3 has 1, 2, needs a 3rd one, which must be in one of those. So we know this can't be blue. Now if we think about this 5, we have 1, 2, 3. A 4th one will be here. Now, you know what? That's not helpful. This 2 is solved though. 1, 2 blue cells, so all of those are good. Now let's go back to this 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th one's going to be there. This 5 has 1, 2, 3. A 4th one will be here for this 3. And so another one will be here. So that's not very helpful. Let's think about this 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 2 more. One's going to be here. And one's going to be here. It can't be here. This cell can't be blue, and I'll tell you why. So let's look about that. Hopefully you guys can see this white on the screen, but we need 6 blue cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th one's going to be here, and the 6th one's going to be here. But if this is blue, that solves both the 2 and the 3. That means if the blue's here, neither of these can be blue. So this can't be. That's not blue. That forces this one to be blue. This 2 forces this one now to be blue. And now we've solved the bunch. So this 1 is solved. That's 2 is forced, solving that 2. This 2 forces that. And a nice little chain reaction there. I think that's my favorite part about Minesweepers in these puzzles is when you find a neat little line of logic which then sets off this chain reaction of finding multiple other clues. This 7 looks interesting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 3 more. All of those must be blue. This 3 is solved. We have 1, 2, 3. So those aren't blue. This 1 is forced. This 1 is solved. This 3. That's not helpful. This 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 2 more. That's not helpful. Let's look at this 5. So we have 1, 2. We need 3 more. That's not helpful. This 5 I think can be solved because this 3 is going to help us. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one's going to be here, right? So this 5 has 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one must go there to solve this 3. So this is not blue. Now that forces this 2 to be this and this, which solves the 3. That 2. This 3 has 1. We need 2 more. Both of those. The 6 now is probably solved. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and this is neat too. I don't think I've explained this, but up here in the top right, it shows you how many cells are left that are blue. So there's 2 remaining cells that must be blue. And sometimes that can be really helpful because that must be a part of logic that can be used or has to be used in some of the puzzles. Now here we could solve it because there's only 1, 2, 3 blue cells for this 5. We need 2 more. But don't forget this clue up here in the top right, because a lot of times that'll come in handy at the very end of puzzles. But that's it. We solved it. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'm hoping to cover Matthew Brown's other games, Hexcells Infinite, which is a lot of fun, and Cross Cells, and I think he's got one other game, Square Cells, which I've played a little bit of those as well. So I'd like to share them with you because I do think he does a fantastic job. I downloaded this for I think $2. I mean, well worth it. It's a couple hours worth of entertainment. I think I solved it, all the puzzles, maybe in a weekend, maybe 4 days, 4 days, but well worth the money. Again, hope you guys have a great evening. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more in the future.